Getting warmed up. Tripping on myself. Welcome to the BFF Report. I'm your host, Mike B, aka Phony, and today we're going to be talking about Battlestar Galactica Online from Big Point. And this is an interesting game because everything you're about to see is all in the browser. That's right, I go from my porn to my somethingawful.com to freaking this, and it's like really weird. It's all happening on my tabs and stuff. It's crazy. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, character creation, sort of. Things here in Battlestar Galactica Online are a little bit different from other games, whereas it doesn't really matter what your avatar looks like, because as far as I know, and as long as I've been playing, I've not run into another player inside of a ship. The ships seem to be kind of like your own instanced area, so you're not really going to run into anybody if you have your own little personal ship instance area, right? But I could be wrong. Maybe later on you run into other characters, so maybe you want to sit here and spend all kinds of time making your little character look unique and your little precious flower. Oh, nobody looks like me, blah, blah, blah. But if you really, really care that much, do not roll Cylon. Because, and I know this is going to sound racist, I know, but all Cylons look the same. They just do. They look, maybe it's probably just me, they just look the same to me. Once you're through with that, they throw you into space with a basic movement and targeting tutorial to give you some time to acclimate yourself to the game's UI and combat systems. Your ship has a full range of motion, allowing you to do corkscrews, loops, bank turns, dives, but unfortunately, I couldn't figure out how to do a barrel roll. I just don't think there's a barrel roll in this game. What the f? Big points? Minus 50 DKP for reals. Come on now. The targeting system is similar to other MMOs in that you simply select a target and lock onto them. From there, you have to make sure that they're not only within range, but they also have to be within the front conal range to be attacked. Your cannons will auto-attack anything that is in front of you, so long as they're activated, and their hit rate is determined by whatever evasive maneuvers the target is taking. So if you're firing away at them, they can be doing dips and dives and crazy bank turns, no barrel rolls, mind you, and you will see an increase in the amount of times you're actually missing the target. But there are ways to modify this, which we'll talk about in a second. In each system, there's typically a starship or base or craft or some sort that you can dock to and walk around to get information, missions, ship upgrades, etc. And you're always alone. Like I mentioned earlier, I've yet to come across a ship where I actually wasn't alone. It's just me and a whole bunch of NPCs. Also, I gotta say that I like where Big Point's mind is at. You can't backpedal in Battlestar Galactica Online. Like, the S key is literally unbound. It does nothing. How pro is that? Let's talk about skills. As you gain experience, you get these skill points that allow you to invest in improving some of the core mechanics of your ship. These range from boost speed, to turn radius, to weapon precision, and these are all relatively small jumps, each giving you around like 1% or so of an increase to whatever stat it was that you were modifying. Learning these skills is not instantaneous though. It takes real time, like 15 minutes to an hour depending on what level you are and what step you are in the progression. And I'm sure in the later levels, it probably takes even longer. And this leads us to the cash shop, because the cash shop has a direct impact on everything we just talked about. So it's important, I think, that we kind of knock it out while we're here. First off, I want to mention again that this is still beta and these prices could change at any time. Also, pretty much everything that's available in the cash shop can be purchased with in-game currency, which is good and also weird. For example, in most free-to-play games, we're used to seeing double XP buffs or items that reduce something that typically takes a long time, like a res sickness or something. But Big Point doesn't f around. They flat out offer straight XP for purchase with qubits. But since you can also buy these with in-game currency, this means you can quest, get XP, earn qubits, turn around, and buy more XP with your XP earned from your qubits. Yo, dog, I heard you like XP, so what? It's crazy. Now let's talk about mining. Its basic concept is you click on an asteroid that's floating out in space somewhere, then you click on the little mining tool once you're within range, and it'll scan it, it looks all cool, it's all and then it'll tell you whether or not there's anything worth mining on it, and then if there is, then you basically blow it up and then you get whatever resource that is available. There's a few different resources here that you could use to trade in as kind of like currency. You could trade it in for qubits or for other kinds of resources. But one thing I haven't seen that I found really interesting is that there's no trade, there's no crafting, professions type stuff. It's everything that you get, you just salvage it. You get all these parts, right? Like you get metals and you get this ore or whatever, and you have the things you could do to build something cool and awesome, but there's no building cool awesome profession. There's none of that stuff. And so you probably think, hey, maybe I'll go and just give my cool awesome stuff to somebody else who might need some cool awesome. Well, guess what? You can't trade with anybody. There's no economy. There's no /trade. It doesn't work that way. So this a big chunk of the MMO is missing here, I feel. And finally, combat. there's plenty of missions. You fly around and you like get into fights with NPCs and all that good stuff. And let's go ahead and we'll cover that real quick. Some of them, it's like escort missions. You go in, you basically just follow something. You have different ways that you can actually maneuver your vehicle when you're in a situation involving another player or an NPC. For example, you can pace your target, because nothing's worse in like a dogfight where you just blow by your target and then you're taking it up the, you know what I'm saying? Now, while I'm out here in the open space world, not like in an instance area where it's just me and like the quest stuff, it's just an open world, there's many dots all over this thing, and there are people everywhere. And for the most part, everybody pretty much has a much cooler ship than I do. It's always like this huge, massive, crazy ship, and it's always faster than my stuff, whatever. So we're out here chilling in space, just having a good time, maybe doing some stuff, some mining, some resource gathering, whatever. And then, you know, we were getting harassed, so we're like, you know what, we're gonna take the fight to these guys. And we all kind of agreed in the global chat here that we're all gonna warp to some sector or something, and we're gonna put it in their faces. And just like that, we all pretty much did. There was no create a party, who's the leader, market targets, make a raid. There was none of that crap. It was just like everybody warps there, everybody just kills the bad guys, and that was pretty much it. So we show up, and there's plenty of them just waiting for us. Tons of them. And it turns out, I find out the hard way, because I go all Leroy on these guys, that the main ship here actually has its own defenses. And, yeah, it kind of took it. You know, it kind of sucks. But that's the way it is. And it was, I mean, you know, up to that point, it was awesome. Now, when I res, I didn't notice that there was any, like, penalty or anything yet. Maybe I just didn't see it, but as far as I could tell, I wasn't flying slower, I wasn't taking extra damage, I wasn't missing all the time. It didn't seem like I was actually taking a hit to my attributes or anything, which is crazy because you'd figure a free-to-play game would be taking full advantage of selling resurrection pots for like $1.50 each. Alright guys, so again, a game in the browser, like what do you guys think? This isn't Farmville, right? It's not Cityville. I mean, it's obvious that they've kind of leaps and bounds. You know, they put the Unity engine in the background there, and it just runs in a little window inside of your window thing, yo dog, whatever. I don't know, it's like, is this the future of MMO gaming? Can you see games like Eve, or games like Eve, I specifically picked that one, World of Warcraft, running in a browser? Is that cool to you guys, or do you guys just not really give a crap? Let me know in the comments below, or on Twitter, at @AKMikeB. Also, I'm out of breath. Also, hit me up if you guys follow me at @AKMikeB, and on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, give or take, maybe we'll drop a day for some reason, I am actually streaming Rated Battlegrounds in World of Warcraft. I'm the FC, because I'm awesome. And around 6:30 to 7 p.m. PST, we're going to be streaming that stuff, and you get to hear Vent, you get to hear us cursing and getting mad at each other, and losing in Gilneas, because we're so bad at Gilneas. Anyways, I'll see you guys next week.